where the salary is not increased, it still stop where it is. As from April last year up till now, we have stopped. We have no increase. Even when you are in classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry, your child. That will traumatize you. Even when you are in classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry, your child. That will traumatize you. Classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry, your child. That will traumatize you, will not stop. We have no increase. Even when you are in classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry.
Guys, I'm actually doing that deliberately because I want you guys to take note of what I'm getting at. That is why I was just doing that. I want you guys to listen. Because if you're talking about it... Cashbox, you want to say something?
A child, that will traumatize you, will not.
Cashbox, are you saying something?
Yes. Interestingly, because you're pointing out this teacher thing, I wonder, you know, like the EP, the GPE conference, the Education Summit, right towards the end, I think I sent you that link, right towards the end, where Boris Johnson was making his closing remarks. He mentioned about like the three teachers that made impact in his life, Julia's life, and Kenyatta's life. You know, it is, I wish like we can fend aside and show people them, because I remember clearly when he mentioned about the teacher that made the difference in his life. I think he talked about Mr. Fox, and then Julia talked about Mr. Crow, if I remember, and Uhuru Kenyatta talked about Mrs. Roos or something like that. I wish we can find that so people see, you know, it is not just talking about, now this is the teacher that is talking about, look, I mean, when you come in and you can tell you say you're angry, it's say it very traumatizing. This now the kind thing them, as I talk to you, Ibrahim, teachers they're not even they get paid. Teachers do not know how much they when they get paid. If even they give them PIN number, we saw a video the other day, like these teachers like from Kenema or Bo were kind of like money that they did not get paid for, like I think is it 18 months, and like few years down the line they only paid them for like 12 months. This is the thing we are talking about here. And I mean, as time goes on, we will see in the budget as well what they are playing at. You see like what they in the recurrent budget they put like a certain amount. They tell us like they spend 20% of our budget. We will see that it's not even up to 20%, and they're playing games. Even when it gets to 19%, they're playing games with the Sierra Leonean people. But anyway, as we go along, we would kind of like talk about it.
Okay, so I actually found that video.
We should support the creation of infrastructure of classrooms. Of course, that's the right thing to do. But never forget fundamentally what this is all about. What is education? An abstract noun. Education is the imparting of knowledge, of instruction by one human being to another. And the people we really need to thank and the people we really need to think about are the teachers across the world. The teachers across the world who make an or everybody in this room will probably have somebody that you can think of was the teacher who made a difference to your life, who encouraged you, who gave you confidence. Can you think of one, Julia? Mr. Crow, there you go. Well, Julia would not be here without Mr. Crow. Let's hear it from Mr. Crow. Uhuru, I seem to remember. Do you remember when we did that lesson with your pupils in Nairobi? What was the name of it? Mrs. Simpson, Mrs. Roos, and she taught you mathematics. That's right. Well, Uhuru would not be the brilliant president of Kenya without Mrs. Roos, who taught him mathematics. And I owe a lot to all my teachers, but I think in particular of a guy called Mr. Fox when I was about 10 years old, and he took me into the library, and I don't know whether he thought I was in need of remedial help, or whether he thought I had potential. It was never clear to me, but he said, I want you to read these books, and it made a fantastic difference and a lasting difference to my life. So I just want to say that the best thing about this summit here today is that we are supporting with huge injections of cash those amazing people across the world who are inspiring young people to think that they can succeed, and they can succeed. And by the way,
I think that's it, Ibrahim. I mean, It's just, yeah.
Beautiful. You know, so I'm going to use this opportunity, matter of fact, you know, Cashbox whilst we're at this, to talk about that, because that is a very brilliant point. You know, when I was, I was one of the folks that were fortunate for go private school, you know, now free tongue. Papa didn't try for go private school. But I had a teacher, and I still remember Miss Charles. You know, somebody's going to see this. She has two sons. I've forgotten the older one's name, but the younger one is Tamba, I think. But Miss Charles was the teacher in my life because she was the one that showed me that special attention. And I used to love to write. Oh man, I care about the way when I write, how my writing should look. And Miss Charles was that person. So Miss Charles was that teacher in my life. But guys, we are connecting the dots so you guys can see exactly where we're going with this. But that is the point we're trying to make to you guys, so you guys can see, because when you look at this video, I'm going to go back to this video one more time, and then we're going to get into the budget itself. People's Power. Are you there?
Yeah, right there, right there.
Okay. So again, I just want to make it clear to folks that you would not be able to see People's Power's face, because People's Power, you know, is in hiding right now because of the Bio government, President Julius Maada Bio's government. He's in hiding, just like people like Comrade Koitas and all these other folks that have been expressing their rights to free speech as prescribed by the Constitution. But guys, I'm going to show this video again one more time, and then we'll get into the budget itself. Because again, we want to show you guys, you cannot be speaking about, you know, increasing the education budget, but people are hungry. Teachers are not getting paid. Subsidies are not paid. And let me make one thing clear. The APC government of former President Nkrumah did not have education as its flagship program. No! They did not have education as a flagship program, but they subsidized 70% of school fees in that country. The other day, I came to you guys with Lincoln King College. Over 1,000 students are dropouts today, broken stones again. Females are becoming prostitutes. This government of President Julius Maada Bio goes out there, tells the world about, oh my God, the education in Sierra Leone is wonderful. Oh, quality education, all that nonsense. So what we're doing is unpacking this foolishness, because if Sierra Leone is going to be that country that we want to see, for it to be on the map, these are the things we have to do as citizens. As prescribed by the Constitution, Section 13, subsection B, it says nationalism first over your tribe, region, and everything else. You have a duty as a citizen. That is your responsibility. So I'm going to show you guys this video again because we want to connect the dots, so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about, and then we'll take it from there. You'll see this teacher complaining about the fact that they're not getting paid and the kids are hungry. I'm going to let you see this.
Don't even give up code.
Even when you are in classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry, your child. That will traumatize you, will not be able to teach. As from April last year, up till now, we have stopped. We have no increase. Even when you are in classroom, then the child come and say, I'm hungry, your child.